Hello, everyone. My name is Turbo Tony, and you can see that there's a lot of stuff that's changed on the channel there today. How are you all doing? My job here today is basically to explain to you why that's all changed and why there is no more Let's Talk Wrestling on the logo and on the channel. How everything now says Let's Talk Podcasts. Now, a lot of you guys who've been subscribed and have stuck with us for a long time. We podcasted professional wrestling for around 3 years. We had a great time doing it. We put up, a relative fan base for ourselves, and we had a great fun in terms of building up the channel and talking about pro wrestling. But a lot of you may know, as from the last few videos that we did covering that, we were starting to get very much burnt out of pro wrestling in general. And while we wanted to go and branch out and maybe do some other things, it was along the lines of that it felt weird to do that with the Let's Talk Wrestling banner on the side. It would always feel like it was a side project and not something that would be a part of the entire sort of channel that we had built. So basically, we have decided to go forward with this new sort of outlook that we have. Let's Talk Podcasts is what we're going forward with. This will allow us. It's a term that's loose by design, in the sense that it will allow us to talk about pretty much anything we want, whenever we want, for how long as we want, with whoever we want. Of course, primarily will be myself and Matt, still around. Talking about a whole range of subjects: movies, music, television, sports, and of course pro wrestling when the time comes and we feel as if we can get back into that with some real enthusiasm about what's going on and along those lines. And we really like for you guys to be a part of that. We know that while you came here for pro wrestling talk, we had talked about other things before along the lines of we did a Let's Not Talk Wrestling podcast episode, which a lot of people liked. We're open to doing like lifestyle podcasts and stuff like that. But this also gives us an opportunity to bring in some of our friends. Some of you want to see some more of my wife. Well, that's an avenue we can do now. She's a big movie buff, so now she can talk about things that she's actually more interested in. Rather than sort of piggybacking on the wrestling side. So basically what this does essentially gives us a huge amount of freedom. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. We're a little bit fish out of water here. We spent 3 years talking about wrestling, and we managed to get quite a good format for doing that show, and we had a lot of knowledge going in. Some of these other things, they're not exactly our bread and butter. So it's going to take a while for us to get used to talking about these other subjects and making it entertaining and making it fun for you guys while still giving our opinions. But of course, with time, we'll get there, and we'll really like your guys' support in terms of if you have any constructive criticism, leave that in the comments. We'd really like to have that. And this is all still a work in progress in terms of us figuring out what sort of content we're going to put up, when it's going to be put up, if there's going to be any sort of regular intervals in terms of the videos being released. At the moment, it's all still kind of up in the air, but you can be rest assured that there will be content coming out every so often. And there may even be content coming out on occasion that isn't from myself and Matt down the line, as we're going to be acting as pretty much as chief editors of the channel and just kind of seeing where this goes. So, yeah, that was my brief explanation. If you want a more in-depth one, then I'm sure that myself and Matt can go into that when we do our first review together or first talk, and just basically just cover all the bases and what we're feeling. So yeah, and of course this doesn't mean that we're not going to ever touch on pro wrestling again. We may do. I just can't say for sure. And as I said, part of the reason for the way that the name is done is that it's loose by design, in the sense that we want to be able to have the freedom and for it to become fun again, because towards the end of us doing it beforehand, as you guys knew, we just got very burnt out. And the podcasting itself was fun, the talking about it, but we needed to get enthusiastic. We needed to get, we needed to get that spark and that fire back about the things we were talking about. So I'm sure with this brand new range of topics stretching from media, lifestyle, just everything that we'll be able to talk about, whatever makes us inspired for that day. And hopefully that will come through your screens, and you'll be excited to hear what we have to say. Regardless, I'm rambling, so I'm going to let you guys go off. Leave any questions in the comment section below, and I'll try and respond to each one of them as I can, because I know obviously this is quite out of left field. I don't think anyone was expecting this, and if I'm honest, myself and Matt, we didn't really think of this. We haven't really talked about it until maybe a couple of weeks ago. So, we're kind of wading through, new territory ourselves. So, but apart from that, hope you guys have a great time. It's going to be great to interact with you once again. And thank you guys for the support for the for us in our pro wrestling podcasting days. And if you do choose to support us going forward, then thank you very much for that as well. We very much do appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great time. We'll catch you on the next episode, whatever it may be. See, it's a little mystery. You just won't know. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.